every Sunday evening, it's like 3 singers being covered, and they're going to come to our studio. So I am very happy to introduce you a very talented young lady who's here in our studio, and she was very flexible enough to come right away, and it was really nice. It's really nice to have her, and we're going to have lots of fun. Just a bit of introduction. She is an Indo-Canadian artist born in Montreal, Quebec. So she's a Montrealer, a Quebecois. Her passion for Bollywood music has taken her to many heights and helped develop a unique flair of her own in the art, best known for her dedication to the art of Bollywood. And some must have noticed that I've posted her SoundCloud music on the Facebook page of Desi Beats. So let's welcome Adhika Maharaj. Adhika Maharaj, hello.
Hey, hi. Thanks so much for, having me on today. It's a great opportunity.
I said your name right, Adhika?
Adhika. The H is actually silent.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay. Because she said it to me and I didn't get it. So it's always good to ask. So Adhika.
Adhika, yes.
Adhika, okay. So welcome to CKUT. Welcome to Desi Beats.
Thank you.
It's so cold.
It is. What is that? It is.
I don't know, man.
And, it's so cold.
and you know what? Happy Holi to the listeners.
Yes, happy Pagawa. That's how we call it.
Yes.
I'm actually born and raised here in Montreal.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm Trinidadian.
Okay, cool.
So I'm West Indian.
Oh.
So I tend to know it. Of course, you know it is Holi.
Yes.
But we call it Pagawa. So there's been a lot of great celebrations today.
There's different names for that in different, even that's what I've noticed in Bengali, in Hindi, in Punjab. Like there's different versions. It's not the different version I would say, but just the different names for that.
Exactly.
Okay. So happy Holi, everyone, from Desi Beats, from my side. Enjoy, and hopefully they're having fun. But this winter, I don't know what happened. The weather it's so cold.
Yeah, hopefully this is our last spike of cold.
Yeah, and you know what? Today's show, we're gonna warm up their evening. How about that?
Go. Sounds like a good game plan.
Yes. So I have music lined up that you have sung, but before we go to there's gonna be a lot of questions I have right now. It's already 15 minutes past 6. Time is flying, and so. You said you're born and raised in Montreal. You're from Quebec, and you got you were interested in this kind of you were interested in Bollywood music.
Oh yes.
So how did this whole thing started? So you are born and raised in Montreal, and you ended up having this interest. How come?
I was introduced to it at a very young age. So I'd say that as of 3 years old, I could actually remember the first song I ever heard. And I was just so overwhelmed by it. And I just wanted to know more and more and more about Indian music, about Bollywood music.
Yeah.
I just always find it to be very upbeat, very positive.
Yeah.
And so, from the beginning, I gave my dad quite a chore because I used to ask him, Dad, I want to see these movies with Nanki. And he kept,
Who's Nanki?
That's exactly what he was asking me. What's this Nanki?
Yeah.
And I kept insisting, and later he came to find that I was talking about Hema Malini.
Was it a name somewhere?
Somewhere. It must have been one of her characters that she had in those movies at the time, and I just couldn't get enough of it. And I guess that was a bit of an enigma to me because, when you say Bollywood, a lot of people tend to associate that with many different genres of and styles of music, which essentially it is.
Yeah.
So I just kept on digging at it, and later on, I just really wanted to explore what that music was all about. And so as I went along, I just continued developing, listening, trying to emulate that style. Like I got introduced to it by listening to a lot of Lata.
Okay, Lata
so now I know
Mangeshkar
that's
ji.
old. I know. This is old school. I understand.
No,
she's
but
a different era.
I know, but we don't judge you for that because she's a legend.
Oh yes. And I have to say that was my very profound introduction to it. Yeah, and at that time, all the songs were really in her style. Her and Asha. That's all I kept hearing all the time. So I just came to equate it to Bollywood as this angelic style, high-pitched, high ranges style of music, and that was a little bit of hard knocks for me because when I would try and attempt that style with my voice, it's very, it tends to be very, well, I have many colors in my voice now because of all of this practice, but it didn't sound quite like Lata at the beginning. No.
So, okay, this is very interesting. First question. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. You said 3 o'clock. Sorry, not 3 o'clock. 3 years of age. The cold has gotten me. I've been like running around this whole day. You were 3 years old when you had the interest for singing. What song was that?
Oh, no. You see,
you don't want to tell
if I say that, then you're gonna have a little clue as to you're gonna be able to piece it together very much. But okay, fine. I'll share the song, and then if some of your callers know the song, they can call in and tell us what it is, right?
Yeah, and they can call us at 514-448-403, 4013, 448-4013, or they can, leave a message on the Facebook. They come, they make sure they're listening. They love interviews. The most listeners of Desi Beats love interviews.
Oh, great!
And live performances are a big hit.
Oh, really?
Yes, listeners. We're going to push her to sing a bit. But you know what? Let me get her comfortable. And then soon I'm going to ask her to maybe sing a bit. So you got interested. So what about your family? Were they encouraging or how was it?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah?
I mean, they really, they saw from a young age that I really had this capacity to sing. And I always really dreamed of singing. And, my mom, she took me at, the first stage, she took me to see Rampa. So he's a very renowned tabla player in our community. And she took me to see him, and she told him, "Hey, I have this child that really wants to learn a little bit more about music. What would you recommend?" And he gave us some music sheets to start learning a little bit of the bowls, just a little bit. So she started with that. My father's,
and this is all in Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the teacher you said?
Well, his name is Rampa.
Okay.
And he's just in our community. He's just a one of a kind tabla player.
Oh.
So this again is quite a few years ago.
Okay.
But to that song that I was mentioning, if anyone knows this one, which is a dead giveaway, it was Oh मेरी सोनारी 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 दे दूंगी जान जुदा मत हो नारी मैंने तुझे जरा देर में जाना तू आंखों सूरक फामत हो नारी हो मैंने तुझे जरा देर में जाना तू आंखों सूरक फामत हो नारी हो मेरी सोनारी Sonari, Sona. So I'll leave it there.
That's nice. Oh, that song is so good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I couldn't get enough of that song. I could not get enough of I can remember it like yesterday. So, yeah, there you have it.
So, your mom introduced you to this tabla player from the community. And did you started taking classes or what happened?
No, it was just to try and understand. Like, that was really part of it. I love Bollywood music, but then I was starting to see that there were so many things to investigate. There's South Indian music, there's all these rhythms, North Indian music, there's Punjabi music. A lot of people trying to get the information, but at that time getting a lot of different things and wasn't really quite sure which direction it was.
Yeah.
But finally, after all of that, it's definitely, North Indian rhythm, Hindustani music.
Yes.
Just really started it with that.
Okay. And but you just you did it on your own.
Yes.
Okay. So just to share a bit with all the listeners out there who want to learn how to sing.
Oh.
You did it on your own, I feel like.
Yes.
What is the advice? I know I'm asking the advice right now, but I just want to cover it because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I just feel like some people would really connect and would get encouraged by your spirit and your experience.
I would say it's just really never giving up. Just really going for... Just really, quenching that thirst of trying to understand and just being very persistent. I mean, now there's a lot of great resources, I'd say, but really zero in on what it is you love about it and just continue practicing.
So you use, when you say resources like YouTube or online sources?
Well, now there's so much. I mean, when I had this interest to start, when I was really trying my best to understand more about it, there was no such thing as Google searching it or even finding artists on YouTube. Now it's tremendously easy to go and really do a deep dive into those artists you like.
Yeah.
Find other artists that make you feel that way. I'm just saying when I was trying to do this, it wasn't that easy to find, and it wasn't always very easy to explain either.
And even like some singers out there from South Asia are giving online classes for free. Like I know Sajad Ali, who's doing it. He's an amazing singer. And then there's Shankar Mahadev. He's doing
there's
it.
an academy where you can,
then you can and Sajad Ali is doing actually on Facebook, online. Like you just if people have some information about music, they can get going. And okay, so you learned it from like rien, like zero.
Yes, you could say that.
Oh, okay. Because you didn't have a basic training as a kid or nothing.
No, but luckily for me, we were highly involved, at a younger age with the temple. So I had a lot of opportunity to listen to bhajans. I'm part of the Hindu Devotional Society of Montreal.
Okay.
And as a young child, every week I used to go. And so there's a lot of kirtan. There's always someone playing tabla.
That makes a lot of
dolak,
difference.
Actually,
yes.
dantal, harmonium. So at least, and I loved going because it was an environment where I had access to hear those sounds.
Yeah.
You take it for granted, but right there as a little
You're learning
kid,
anything everywhere. It's possible.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, that was actually my first performance, was a show, a fundraiser for that temple.
Okay.
About 14 years old. And there was a band called Tropical Trin Guys.
Yeah.
That, I got an opportunity to practice 2 songs.
Yeah.
And I remember it was very challenging because all of a sudden there were, 4 to 6 musicians. There was a keyboardist. There was guitarist, and I had a sense of rhythm, so it was really interesting to okay, these are the songs we're going to do, and then come to practice and always attempt to hear it unfold and do better and better with it. So
you had a really good exposure through temples and through bhajans. Yeah. So just for the listeners, bhajan is something that it's would you explain a bit like what?
Yeah, sure. Well, bhajan is, it's a song of devotion. So you can think of it as a hymn. But of course, like in being Hindu, and knowing the word, it's more or less a song of devotion to God.
Okay.
So when I was small, I used to hear it a lot like that, and hear live instruments.
Is it same to having a chorus in a church or something? Is it like it's a chorus or no?
Is it chorus? Oh, you mean like a choir?
Yeah.
No, it's not like a choir. It's just more or less, very simple. Most of the time it's one person that would sing. And then there are parts of the song where you have verse, chorus, verse, chorus. And there are many styles of bhajan.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I am learning so much,
No.
Because I have no knowledge about singing.
Oh.
I wish I could sing, but it's just I have huge respect for singers and I envy them sometimes, but in a good way. In a good way. So, is this your prime profession or passion? How do you define music as for you?
I'd say it's my prime passion.
Okay.
I'm very balanced. I work. I have a great family. So I just feel like this is something that I just enjoy to do.
Okay.
And beforehand, I was much more involved.
Yeah.
So, it definitely would be something that I enjoy doing and want to continue to evolve with.
Okay. But so during this journey, is there some singers you have in your family who sing already or no, or is just like more devotional?
More just a passion.
Passion, okay.
Yeah, more just really from a small age,
There's no other singers in your family or who professionally do it?
No.
And do you play any musical instruments?
No, it's mostly, I can pick up on things when I listen to the music, and I guess after listening to this over and over again, I really pick up on certain things.
Okay.
So listening to the rhythm. Actually, as growing up as a teenager, I was actually a very good songwriter.
Oh.
So then that became very interesting because I had this thing for Bollywood music, but my mother tongue is English.
Okay.
So of course, all the songs I was writing or expressing myself in
was
in
English.
Yeah.
Have you published or do you share your poetry somehow? Or
no, because it really would be in the form of songs.
Songs, okay.
So that's definitely something I'm working on, but it'll come out later on.
So, listeners, we have a lot of other questions about her future plans. There's some events like you have some plans about how she's doing it, and I have some other questions. But for that, I will just wait a bit. I'm gonna go ahead to play a song. I would like you to explain which one do you want me to play. I have both of them there on the screen for me.
Sure. So you could play Mat Jare.
Okay.
And what that is actually a song from the Bollywood movie Tanu Weds Manu 2. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene here. The song is actually sung by Ankit Tiwari.
Yes.
That's the original singer of the song.
Yes.
And himself, his voice is so many different emotions. Like, he's just a great singer. And so listening to this song, one day I was playing around and I actually kind of felt that I've discovered my own style of singing these songs.
Oh.
Because as I mentioned, I have a lot of English and R&B also in my repertoire.
Yes.
So this was really a fun thing that, I was singing the song and I kind of sang it in my own way. And the more that I started sharing it with other people, the more they were like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So this is just a simple rendition of that song.
Okay, so I'm going to play this, and after that we're going to come back and we're going to ask a lot of other questions. And if you have any questions, just send message on the Facebook page of Desi Beats, DesiBeats, Desi Beats at CKUT, or call us at 514-448-4013. Hopefully we are warming your cold Sunday evening. Anything, just sit back, relax, have a warm cup of tea, coffee, whatever you like, and just enjoy this lovely song. So, Mat Jare. Yep.
Yep.
दूर तलक है सुना फलक अब ढूंढे तुझको कहाँ तू है किधर ना आए नजर और सुन ले ये इल्तिजा मत जा रे मत जा 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 तेरी कमी है सांस कमी है तन्हा है दिल मेरा दूर तलक है सुना फलक अब ढूंढे तुझको कहाँ
Okay, listener, welcome back to Desi Beats only on CKUT 90.3 FM live from Montreal with your presenter and host Aisha. Right now, 32 minutes past 6. Okay, see? Time has been changed and today is a very, very cold and freezing Sunday. And we have a very beautiful, very amazing singer as our guest. Adhika.
There you go.
Adhika Maharaj. She's a passionate singer. She loves Bollywood music and she has her own twist to it. So we just listened to a remix version sung by you, and it's called Mat Jare.
Yes.
And I think, where have you been? Yeah, that's what I was telling her during the break. Like, why did you just post a few things and why so late? And actually I bumped into it during like because I love to check Facebook pages and share different artists, especially Montreal and from Quebec and from the South Asian community. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, let's contact her. But why so late?
Oh, actually, it's been a work in progress for many years.
Okay.
Like, honestly, I mean,
it's
never
not
been
easy,
a time when I haven't been on it. So it's been a work in progress for
that's what people,
many years.
Yeah, and I think people need to understand that South Asian music requires so much
dedication,
practice.
But there's also I think there's also something important to say here in the sense of self-expression. Now, a lot of times you could love music, you can, you want to sing, but then there comes the whole question. Anytime you want to sit with a producer, the question is always going to be, so tell me, what category are you?
Oh.
It's the very first question.
Like a style, you mean?
What's your style?
Okay.
What's your genre? Tell me, what do you like? And yes, that sounds very simple, but when you love a style of music that's not your first language, it becomes another complex in terms of trying to explain that, trying to make someone understand that, trying to desensitize someone to, hey, this is where I fit, So, I was very fortunate. I got to sing, some R&B songs. I really, at one point, I think when it comes to music, there's a lot you have to focus on. And so, when I first started, I was really focused on stage performance because I noticed that when I started to sing in front of people, that in the beginning it was very hard.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that?
Yes.
So you just asked, hey, where's the music been? It's really been, it's a lot of things to focus on.
And you have been performing on stage, different functions or like events and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've performed quite a lot.
Okay.
I also, I was working, I was very excited with the work that I did with Prem United. So with that, it's a cultural talent agency. I was, coordinating and I was, putting out a lot of different cultural acts, related to South Asian culture.
In Montreal?
Yes.
Oh, God, you need to share this with us on our page. You have to share with all the listeners. And
well, that's why right now the focus for me is really going to be on
your
expressing
music.
my music because time I don't have you need to be mindful about the amount of time you have, and for it to grow you have to really invest your time well.
A very interesting thing, two things you mentioned right now, and I really want to cover. So you said when you sit with producer, they ask about your genre or style. I never thought they would do that. Why would you want to label someone?
No, it's actually, it's nothing negative at all.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, think about it. Like if this is an interview and you're going to approach me, for example, for an interview, the first question I might ask if I'm not familiar with your show is, well, what kind of show do you have? And it's not about labeling. It's just trying to understand where do I make a fit with my skill set and your skills so that we can have some chemistry. So we can, can like share some interesting points for your listeners. If I had nothing in common with your show content, then your poor listeners would be like, why did Aisha, what was she thinking?
Why did she invite her?
I don't want to know about tennis. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, but in you also talked about the fact that how it helps you connect, express, and it's not your first language. That's what I understand. Or
yes, I mean there's something very beautiful about Hindi to me when I listen to it, and of course I've come to learn that the translated versions that I get is not necessarily the full meaning of those.
It's always lost in translation.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's incredible. I'll have friends of mine that, I'll be like, okay, this is the translation I had, and they look at it and they look over and they say, oh, no.
Yeah.
because Oh, it's just incredible.
Yeah, because I totally understand, because a lot of times I share poetry in the show and songs, and then I have to translate, and sometimes I look, it's very challenging, and I really want to do the true version of it, like a pure version, and it's really difficult to do it because there's so many aspects you have to think. So do you understand Hindi though?
Intuitively, yes, but no, technically, no.
Technically, no. Okay, and you're able to speak in Hindi or Urdu or Punjabi or?
Well, I've been practicing a lot my enunciation.
Okay.
And it's something that definitely I would like to do.
Okay.
So, and I would say that my work, as I do this more and more, and as I'm able to hear the differences, it's really helping me to.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because pronunciation and getting the right note and also how to say the word correctly is very important in any kind of music, I would say, in any language.
Absolutely.
But in ours, it's like a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
100%. So that's why I feel more freedom where I stand now, because I've come to understand that my style is a fusion.
Oh, yes.
So if you heard the track that we just played, there's a lot of expression there in the way that I would like to sing it and the way that I would like to present the song to the best that I can.
Do you want to share a bit, like, for this song, Mat Jare, why did you do this certain kind of fusion? Like, what was the idea behind?
No, like, I basically...
Or an inspiration?
I mean, I listened to the song. I really like the instruments in there.
Okay.
And I really like the different ragas that I heard in the song.
What instruments do you hear and what kind of ragas would you like to share a bit?
Well, no, just very generally. It's just that, basically I was inspired when I heard the song.
Okay.
And then when I played around with those colors in my own style of singing, I just thought that it was such a great fit I just thought it was such a great fit.
Yeah. And okay, so when you're, how does the process works for you? Let's just talk about, like, you have to sing a song, or how does it work for you? Just for the listeners to get an idea, like, how much energy, time, and passion goes into that.
Well, I mean, first you have to, first I would really identify the repertoire that really moves me.
Okay.
Really something that I feel really inspires me when I listen to it. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, of course, making a good connection to it and trying to see how what is my interpretation of it. Because at this stage, like, I'm really having fun with this repertoire, and I'm really having fun with my own style.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, I have already started working on my own original songs. So it's just really fun to have an outlet to have both sides of my passion, because in this one that you just heard, there is some English.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of my R&B style.
Yes.
I've been told it's more blues. Different people have different
interpretation.
Yeah, that's it. And all I can say is it's just, the more you do it, finally you'll come to understand what your style is. You know, and for some people it'll happen right away. I guess for me, it took me a long time to listen and play and work with different musicians and, see my strengths, see my weaknesses, and then come back and really realize, okay, well, artistically, this is it, my fusion style.
So has there been a moment where you were very frustrated or heartbroken that this is it, it's not for me, and where am I going? And
with music, you mean?
Yes, in terms of music or creating music for the listeners, like that.
That's a good question. I say yes. With when you come across failures, definitely, it gives you more.
Because it's
not an easy. It's not a straight road. I mean, if it was, then
it's really tough, and the competition is really tough out there.
Yeah,
that's what I understand.
But I think even before you focus on competition, you have to feel solid in what is your product. You have to feel solid in, like, what is it that I want to bring to an audience.
Yes.
And if you just keep that peace of mind first, like, I think everything else will follow.
Okay.
I went about it a very backwards. I threw myself in first and then realized.
But that's courageous,
Yes.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of, like, where do you record your music? How does it, like, you go to a studio, or you have, like, team with you? And
yeah, like right now, I basically, it's very simple. Like I more or less record. Like I pick up the song and then we work on the right keys.
Okay.
And then from there, I I add another layer with the fusion that I want on it. So right now it's pretty standard, and it works for me.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Different people will have different processes to how it would work, you know?
So right now your focus is mostly on Bollywood music.
Yes.
Okay. And fusion, and you have different, like this is your style, Bollywood fusion.
Yeah.
That's what
you could say Bollywood and R&B.
R&B,
Because I
okay.
know when we say, you know, fusion, I had this conversation many times about Jugalbandi,
Oh,
about all these different,
That's a different
things
thing.
getting thrown into the foray of fusion, right?
Yeah.
Especially when we talk Bollywood.
Yeah.
So, you know, it really is Bollywood R&B fusion.
Yeah, Jugalbandi is like such a huge thing.
It's such
you
a
know.
huge thing, so it's really
Yes.
hard to just say, throw me into that.
And I'm a big
you know?
fan of Jugalbandi, especially when
yeah.
it's live. I love it.
Yeah.
When it's classical singers, I love it a lot. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jugalbandi when
good.
Rahat Fateh Ali Khan does it.
Oh,
with
yeah.
like some other singer, anyone.
Like
just-
Coke Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, incredible stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're talking about singers, and you know these sources of on TV that are promoting all these fusion music, different kinds of like remakes of previous songs. All kind of music is being tested in. Let's just talking about like Bollywood kind of music. You know, India is doing it, Pakistan is doing it,
Many
Bangladesh,
countries.
any like whole South Asia. It's just so rich and everything. Who is your like favorite singers? Your inspiration? We know you mentioned Lata Mangeshkar ji, definitely.
Oh,
and-
that was many years ago.
Yes.
So, but I mean, I think the first one to really draw a lot of awareness to the style of singing for me was Sunidhi Chauhan.
Oh, yeah,
Because
okay.
I just find that what she does, like her, like to me, when I heard her, it's just she's hitting that style of Bollywood, but in such, like for me, such a unique way.
She's a kick-ass singer.
Oh my God, it's beyond that for me. She just, there's something very unique about her. And I think that she was so gutsy to kind of come into the scene and really, you know, when she came out with Sat Samundar?
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, she.
Oh, she did, you know, she did like all of these beautiful songs. And just in the beginning, I know that, you know, people were saying it's there, like, you know, she's so talented and she's doing something so different, so unique.
Yes.
You know, and I
and
think
she never fell for the trap.
What do you mean?
Like in terms of following the like the similar style of ball. She
She's not a
always
cookie
did
cutter.
her unique style.
Yeah, absolutely.
And which might have caused her songs, you know. In Bollywood, like people like to do things where everyone is liking, and she just experimented. She you know, I that's what I feel like. And also she experiments with herself, her looks, her style, her music.
Absolutely.
And she just keeps changing, and her range is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that would be for me like the first one.
Sunidhi Chauhan.
And then also too, I mean, similar, like not similar, very uniquely again is Shreya Ghoshal because she came out of nowhere. I mean, she's been working on her career for a long time.
Yeah, since she was a kid.
Yeah. But what I like is that she brings back that canvas of that essential Bollywood song, that style.
And
you
she
know?
is so perfect.
Yeah. Like there's so much emotion. Like I mean, when I heard that Sun Raha Hai Natu, female version, it's just there you have a modern song.
Yes.
I know it's not new right now; it's come out already, but it just touches on so many of those colors, you know. So
and then you listen to Chikni Chameli, and you're like, oh, is this Shreya Ghoshal? And then she does so much variations. You know, she can do and Ooh La La Ooh La La.
That's a good song,
and that's a really good song.
Yeah.
It's the poetry is very cheap, and the movie is definitely it's about a different kind of. It was based on a film actress. She did bold films and stuff, and Shreya Ghoshal did this song, and it was.
What did you think of Bajirao Mastani?
The songs are amazing. Yeah. And see, like she has so much variation.
She's able to take it. I don't know. She's able to really bring something magical. You know, like she's able. So this is what's very exciting for me is in the landscape there are a lot of changes. And you know, during our little break, you were mentioning before that, you know, how do I see the trends today? You know, like when I was practicing all of these songs that are from the silver what do they call it? The silver screen, you know, the evergreen.
Yes.
You know, like those picturesque songs.
The 70s, the 60s.
The 70s and the 80s. And then all of a sudden, like in the 90s, mid-90s, it's like that style actually went very passé.
And then it
was like nobody wanted to hear that anymore.
Well, or maybe like they were forcing other kind of songs, like Akhiyon Se Goli Mare. These kind of songs came into the scene and, you know, but old is gold.
Yeah. But no, I mean, but that's the whole point that I've actually, you know, in listening to the music, just being current, I really like the new stuff too.
Yes.
Like I will not sit here and say that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one thing. I really love what's
And there's
happening
been
now.
very good stuff coming up. New singers are here. Arijit Singh is so great.
Oh yeah.
And also the one who sung this.
There's Badshaw.
Badshaw.
He's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that some of his songs they're lively. They're punchy.
We're talking about Badshaw.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. So you think, okay.
I do, because
okay.
he's touching on like a hip hop style
Yes.
in Bollywood, which is, when you think about it, you think, really?
Yes.
But if you look at it like from a global dysphoria point of view, a lot of younger listeners can really resonate with it. Like right now, a lot of the singers that I like and the style of Bollywood really touches on with Bollywood.
Yeah.
Which would even seem old for some of the newer generation now, because that's more 90s style.
And his song like Abhi To Party Shuru Hui Hai.
Yeah.
So good. And
it's good.
And there's
I like it.
Me too. And there's been so many hits after that. But what do you say about Yo-Yo Honey Singh or?
I mean, at the beginning, I just couldn't believe it because it was such a big change for me.
Yes.
But then some of the songs that he's done,
they're very catchy.
They're very good. Yeah. Like I understand it because I'm also grown up with Western music. These are songs that I know when I go out.
Oh,
so
okay, that's true. And I feel like
or when I used to go out.
And these kind of singers, I feel like they understand what the youngsters, the teenagers like. They use their slangs, and this is what they really make sure that they introduce it into the song. That's what the teenagers can dance to, those tunes.
That's one side of it, but I think the actual production of those fusions are a lot better musically. Like I think when they first started, they were a bit flimsy. Like you can hear this is the Western part and the music, this is the Indian part, and you're just kind of like, okay, they don't really sound very well gelled together.
That's a good point you raised.
Now they're like, they're well
it's
done.
It's a good melange.
They're good mixes. Okay. Yeah, like you have like the right beat, you have the right tabla sound, you have the right synthesizers that are mixing it and fusing it, So I think it's come a long way.
Any males, other singers like that you listen to?
Well, I really like a lot of the artists coming from the UK. Like I love listening to Zach Knight, Arjun. Who else is there? There's so many. But that style, because it's like a light poppy style, but it also has like some R&B in it.
Yes.
Which is for me anyways, that's what I like right now. So
And do you have plans to sing other than Bollywood music or like other languages?
No, well, mostly like in English, because most of my songs are written in English.
Yes.
But I would also love to touch on nuances with those. I find emotionally I can relate to it a lot in Hindi, if that makes any sense to you. I know it's very controversial because, but it's what I like. So in English, yes, English and Hindi.
Perfect. Because I feel like you also have a very when I listened to you first, I thought maybe it's like your Bengali voice, because it's very sweet, huh? And for me, Bengali language is one of the sweetest in the world. Yeah, so that's what I thought. There's a connection, so that's what I was like. Yeah, we have a huge Bengali community in Montreal. I've had one singer here in the studio singing live music in Bengali language as well. So it's just such a beautiful language, and I feel like South Asian music in general has like a similar origin and just variations and words and everything. But one thing that you really mentioned was that connecting with the words and the poetry, and you put a lot of effort into it. So when you're selecting a song, let's say for fusion or like your own singing or just for experimentation or something that inspires, what actually inspires you in the new songs out there, or in general, like old, modern, whatever songs you're listening, and what catches you, what catches your attention?
Most of these songs, I mean, if they're coming from a movie, I like to see what's the circumstance of the movie.
Okay.
What is the viewpoint of the singer?
Yeah.
What's the situation? And then of course I just like to the whole composition, like what is it about, the words, what's the emotion there? And then of course I try to see if it's something, within my repertoire that, when I play around with it, that it's something that resonates well with what I'm trying to do.
Okay. And in terms of like, I would definitely like to ask you, so you're, how can we listen to the music that you're creating? How can listeners get hold of it? I know that I posted, would you like to share? How can we?
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely right now on SoundCloud, I'm keeping a page there.
Okay.
So anyone could just search SoundCloud and then just search for my full name, Adhika Maharaj, and they'll be able to find my remixes there, and I'll also be uploading new ones that I've already got to put up there. So they'll be there, and also on Facebook too. There's a lot of information under like the music that I have and activities.
And what page is that on Facebook, sir?
I have it under Prem United. There's a group there. We have a group and we have a page.
Okay.
And then also under my own personal Facebook, under Adhika Maharaj, I post updates there too.
Perfect. So this is the way we can listen to your music. And what about... Okay.
Oh, I also have a website, which is premunited.com.
Prime United?
Yeah.
Okay.
PREM, Prem United. And then there I'll also be posting like memoirs, information, shows.
Okay. Okay. And then in terms of like, okay, so this is something how we can listen to your music and everything. But what about your performances? So what's your future plan? What's happening?
Sure. So I have a show coming up on March 25th.
Okay.
It's a Bollywood fusion. I'm going to be doing an urban fusion show.
Okay.
And we're going to be it's going to be a DJ party as well with a Thunder Sound DJing on site.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a mix of that, and we're going to have some surprises with some dance also.
Yeah.
And some live Bollywood clips. So it's going to be like an element of VJ as well. So you have live Bollywood clips. There's going to be my fusion show. And really, if anyone's really in the mood for like a fun, upbeat Bollywood night, and it's going to be at Marché à la Côté. Which is 5043 Saint Denis, just the corner of Laurier, so people can easily get there by Laurier Metro, lots of parking. And so again, it's like Saturday, March 25th.
Perfect.
Doors open at 8, and it's going to go till 3. People want to stay that long.
Oh, okay, cool. And you're performing?
Yes, I'm performing.
How many songs?
I'm going to be doing these, and plus I'm going to be doing a few other ones. So
lovely.
I'm going to have like 3 sets of about 15 minutes.
And where to get the tickets, or is it like...
It's actually free.
Oh.
Basically, if you want to come, it's just up until we have capacity. And it's a really cute little cafe. Like, it's a really nice cafe in the plateau.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So the only thing is I'm going to have to keep I'm going to have to keep a guest list, because once we lose capacity, we will be able to...
How many people can you have maximum?
We can have 100 in there.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
It's going to be great.
Oh, so we're gonna be sharing that on our Facebook page as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds so good. And this is something great happening in March. Well, I know winter is ending, but something to warm up our winter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be so great, and it's always good to have Montreal talent and to promote it and to listen to them. I think
it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, definitely. That's so good. And other plans? What's your future plans for now? Like you're gonna continue working on your music? How is it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the goal is I have a few more remixes that I'm working on, so I'll slowly put them up, and we're looking to pinpoint some time to start a YouTube page. So I think that's going to be great.
Okay, I had a question. I have heard your songs, and I've heard you live here as well. Yes, you translate the Hindi and you do this and you have your own style. In terms of harkatein, like different notes you introduce, because I can just feel it's your style. I've heard the original. So how does that work? It just comes natural to you, or you just with practice you enter like the different forms of notes or style to the song to make it a fusion?
No, I take my time to understand the actual notes in the songs.
Oh, okay.
Because to have it, you have to listen to the notes.
Yeah.
And so that's come easier over time.
Yeah, because that I noticed it's a very unique style. It gives like a different life to the song.
Okay.
And it's doing a fusion it's very...
it's challenging.
It's challenging. That's the word. Yeah, It is. So I don't know how you cope. How do you do that? Like to just do the justice to the music, to bring yourself into it and to recreate it.
Well, that's it. I think it's taken time to know artistically my style now. So yes, I listen.
Yeah.
I really try to master the notes in the songs that I want to cover.
Yes.
And then, once I feel comfortable with that, then I like to kind of try them in my own ranges and see in my own fusion and see where there's a good fit.
Okay. So, and how does you what's your schedule like in terms of practicing for music?
Oh, definitely. definitely aim for, 3 to 4 times a week.
Oh,
and
okay,
those are
good.
small practices, because the more that you practice, even if you could like on a daily basis, the more your voice actually strengthens.
Okay.
You actually the more you do it, the more you feel,
Yes.
just by keeping your voice open. That's really the key.
I have to make a confession. I took one music class and I was really awful. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Time to give up.
Oh no. You have to stick to it.
I couldn't get the high notes. How do you get those? You have to share that.
Actually, when I was
And
in
I feel
Australia,
like your range is really good.
Thank you.
Well, that's what as far as I know music, I can just feel that you can go high, low notes very comfortably.
I'm very lucky for that.
Okay.
But I know it's really interesting. I had I've seen many music teachers, and I had one in Australia that had told me that, you see the vocal cords, they have a certain length, like your own length. For example, your height, right?
Yes.
You're born with your height. There's nothing you could do to alter your height.
Yes.
This teacher explained to me that, she listened to my voice and she said, okay, this is your range. You're going to always be on this key. And she said,
okay.
you can definitely do exercises to stretch and expand, but, you're always going to be comfortable in that range. And I feel like that's really something that's really helped me along.
Well, time is flying, and see, it's like almost. I have a very interesting question. So, I had like a couple of. I know, dear.
Wow,
It's like,
I didn't realize.
And I really want to play the song, and the other host is already here.
Okay.
So I have So let's say there's a situation when someone gets trained by an English singer in English language. Does that apply to Hindi Bollywood music? That kind of teaching, that kind of music classes? You get it?
It depends on...
Is it totally different? There's some comparison. Is there some similarities or no?
Ooh, depends on what the artist is striving for. I think you can add anything to your practice in a meaningful way if it really merits what you're looking to grow in. So yes, I think if you have an English training in a certain repertoire, you can apply it to Indian music.
Okay.
If that's what you want to bring to it.
Because I always had this question, and you were the perfect person to ask this one. Okay. Okay. So before you leave, thank you so much for your time and for coming in this cold evening and making our evening very beautiful. And thanks for your music, and keep it up. And it's very good to have you in Montreal, and looking forward to your future performances.
Thank you so much.
Before you go, do you want to give a message? You can give it in English, French, whatever you want, to the listeners out there for any general message or any specific one, as you feel.
Yes, I'd love to say that, if there is a passion you have, be it for music, be it for anything, continue. Even if you're failing, find a way to, realign it and make it present, and just keep at it, because, you deserve you deserve to make it have the life that you want it to have.
That's great. That's very beautiful. I don't need to say anything, listeners. I'm going to leave you with this lovely track, another fusion by her. What's this? Pate?
It's a Phatte Tak Nachna.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So let's listen to that. And till next week, take lots of care. Have a wonderful week ahead. And ta-ta. Thank you so much.
Thank you.